Thank you, Ron. Please be seated. Make yourselves comfortable. Good afternoon. And what a noon it is, huh? Welcome to the 2013 graduation convocation of the College of Architecture, Planning, and Landscape Architecture. This is the most special day of the year here in the college. This is a day of celebration. Celebration of achievements, challenges issued, challenges met, lessons learned, maybe a few lessons forgotten. That's all right. Celebration of discovery, discovery of oneself, of one's potential, and many lifelong friendships. As one alum testified, the tassel is definitely worth the hassle. It's my pleasure to introduce a distinguished and certainly devoted group that has played a critical role in the lives of every one of today's graduates. This is the finest group of colleagues I have ever had the honor to work with. I ask all of the college's faculty and staff to stand and be recognized, please. And most appropriately, we recognize most important guests of all. Without their love and support, patience, and often generous purse, none of this would be possible. I invite today's graduates to show your appreciation to your parents, spouses, partners, friends, and family members. Please. It is my great honor and pleasure to introduce our convocation speaker. Dr. Esther Sternberg is currently Director of Research at the Arizona Center for Integrative Medicine, and I'm very proud to say a member in our college, and she will be directing our new Institute for Place and Wellbeing. Dr. Sternberg is internationally recognized for her discoveries in brain-immune interactions and the effects of the brain's stress response on health, the science of mind-body interaction. She received her MD degree and trained in rheumatology at McGill University, Montreal, Canada, and served on the faculty of Washington University, St. Louis. Dr. Sternberg served as chief of the section on neuroendocrine immunology and behavior, as well as director of the Integrative Neural Immune Program of the National Institutes of Health, and co-chair of the NIH Intramural Program on Research in Women's Health. She has numerous publications in leading scientific journals, including Science, the New England Journal of Medicine, and Proceedings of the National Academy of Sciences. In addition, Dr. Sternberg has authored two popular books, The Balance Within, The Science Connecting Health and Emotions, and the best-selling Healing Spaces, The Science of Place and Wellbeing, Harvard University Press. And she created and hosted a PBS television special, The Science of Healing, based on her books. For her accomplishments, which galvanized the establishment of the field of brain-immune interactions, Dr. Sternberg is recognized by the National Library of Medicine as one of 300 women physicians who changed the face of medicine. I am pleased that Dr. Sternberg, the College of Medicine, and the Center for Integrative Medicine has joined with our college in the establishment of the new Institute for Place and Wellbeing. This institute will engage in research to measure the effects of the built and green environment on human health, emotions, and well-being. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Esther Sternberg.
It is truly an honor and pleasure for me to be here at this incredibly important event. Congratulations to all of you graduates. You've had a long hall, and you deserve it, and I wish you well. And congratulations to you, the parents, the families, the loved ones, all of the supporters that helped your loved ones get to this point on the stage. So you might wonder, why is a physician, a mind-body medicine researcher, standing here and giving the convocation address for the College of Architecture and Planning and Landscape Architecture? Well, I hope that the story of my journey will help inspire you, the next generation, in your careers to follow your passion. Because that's really how I got here, by following my passion. If you would have asked me some 40 years ago when I graduated from medical school at McGill University, if I would have expected that I'd be standing here giving a convocation address to a group of architects, planners, and landscape architects, I would have said highly unlikely. But it was a single patient who inspired me to go into a research career, to try to understand the connection between the brain and the immune system, and to discover that the brain and the brain's stress response is actually very important in susceptibility to a whole host of diseases. And if you remember that, you, the graduating designers, planners, and landscape architects, if you remember that, that will be the one piece that you take away in your own careers as you help people to cope with their environments. Once I did the research to prove that the brain's stress response was important in susceptibility to inflammatory diseases like arthritis, I wrote a book for the lay public called The Balance Within. Jan mentioned it. And I was approached at that moment by the then director of research for the American Institute of Architects, who said that he'd read the book, John Eberhard, some of you may know him. He'd read the book, and it was very architecturally written. He asked me if I had a background in architecture. I said, no. But I had written it to try to make people feel as if they were there, present, when the discoveries were being made. So what did I do? I described the place where each discovery was made in great detail. I set the stage, I put the characters in, and it was that captured the imagination of this first architect who approached me and asked me, is there a way to measure people's emotional, health, and productivity responses to built space if what they're producing is not widgets, but some creative product? Can we measure something in the individual as opposed to in the environment that will tell us how that office space is helping them or hindering them? And at the same time, the then Director of Research for the General Services Administration that builds all the government buildings, Kevin Kampshire, who's now Director of Green Buildings for the GSA, asked me the same question. And together, we launched on a research path where we did, in fact, measure people's physiological stress responses to built office space, old and new, retrofitted office space of one of the GSA buildings. And we were able to show that the office workers in the new office space, where there was beautiful airflow and beautiful views, wonderful lighting, and so on, that they actually had a lower stress response on two separate measures of stress, actual physiological measures of stress, and that these changes in the stress response were present even when they went home at night. So when I talk to architecture design professionals, I say that proves that you take your building home with you at night, and that makes a difference in your health. So by working with architects and designers, and through these collaborations and others with the Academy of Neuroscience for Architecture, I began to learn more about your profession. And I began to realize that there is a wealth of information in the biomedical neuroscience health literature that shows in great detail how different aspects of the physical environment affect health. Most of these studies, some were done on purpose to understand how humans respond to the built environment, like Roger Ulrich's landmark studies in hospitals, but much of it was done to try to understand how the environmental variables affect rats. So it's in great detail. We know exactly the dimensions of space, the lighting, the sound, the temperature, the texture of the floor, the colors on the walls that affect the stress response in rats. If we could do the same for humans, we would have a much healthier world. And so this led to my second book, Healing Spaces, The Science of Place and Well-Being, in which I gathered all this evidence from various parts of the biomedical literature together to show that place, in fact, does affect health. It can either help you heal or it can harm you. And that led to the next exciting part of my career. It was one dark and snowy night on December 29th, 2009, in Minneapolis, Minnesota, when I was invited to keynote the American Institute of Architecture Students' National Conference. And it was the beginning of the downturn. And the speaker before me gave a talk where he laid out in great detail the terribly depressing situation where 30 to 50% of the design professionals were being laid off, where nobody could find jobs. This to an audience of final graduating architecture students. I got up on the podium and I felt like I was at a funeral. And I felt fervently, however, that this was not the end. This was actually the beginning, a new start. Because when things are bleakest, that's when there's greatest opportunity to change. And so I started my talk with the words I'm going to give you today. You, the next generation of design professionals. You are the health professionals, partners in the health of the nation and the world. We cannot do it alone. We need you to do it. We know that stress can make you sick, that stress can increase the frequency and severity of viral infections, speed cancer growth, decrease take rate of vaccine, slow wound healing, speed aging. We know this. We know that lack of exercise leads to obesity and diabetes. We know this. But it doesn't do for a doctor to say to somebody, you go home and don't be stressed in your environment where there's a lot of noise, a lot of pollution, where you can't go exercise, but you can't exercise because there are no sidewalks and there's no public transportation and so on. We need you to design the environment in such a way that we together can maintain the health of the nation. So fortunately, at that AIAS convention, the president of the American Institute of Architects was in the audience, and he agreed with me. And he invited me to be on a committee of the American Institute of Architects Design and Health initiative, which they launched in order to promulgate these ideas, to incorporate health outcomes, human health outcomes, front and center in all aspects of licensing design professionals. The General Services Administration invited me to be on a committee to include health outcomes in the design of all green buildings for the federal government. That's going to change green building design for everyone. The U.S. Green Building Council invited me to advise on incorporating health outcomes and well-being outcomes in setting standards for green buildings. The Vatican invited me to speak in order to include these kinds of health outcomes in the design of their 120,000 hospitals around the world that are run by the Healing Orders. The Department of Defense has also invited us to do these kinds of recommendations and studies. So we are at the threshold, we are at the beginning of a wave. We are creating the wave here that will incorporate human health and well-being outcomes in every aspect of the green, the urban, and the built environment. And it is a great thrill to be doing this hand in hand partnering with Jan Cervelli and the whole faculty of the College of Architecture, Planning and Landscape Architecture here at the University of Arizona, creating the Institute on Place and Wellbeing, linking CAPLA with the College of Medicine, the Institute on the Environment, and virtually every college across the campus. Because together, you, the next generation, and we who are creating these new entities will change the landscape of our world. So I leave you with these thoughts as you go forward in your career. Always follow your passion. When things look bleakest, that's when you have the greatest opportunity to change. And let us, the health professions, work together with you, the design professions, to create a healthier, a better world. So thank you.
About 20 hours ago, the graduates on the stage here received their degrees from the University of Arizona. So they're no longer students, they're graduates. They are entering into, albeit distinct professions represented by our college. And in those individual professions, we have representatives to bring greetings. So in order, I'm going to invite Rob Paulus, representing the profession of architecture. I'm going to invite Irene Ogata, representing landscape architecture, and Arlen Colton to come to the stage, please.
I feel naked up there without the Errol Flynn costume. I don't know what it is. So hello to everyone and congratulations to all the graduates, their families, to CAPLA, the administration and faculty. Great work. Graduates, you could not have chosen a better time in history to be involved in design and architecture. You may not realize it, but you and your generation have the unique opportunity to literally change the world in course of history with your knowledge, your skill set, and most importantly, your heart. We are at a pivotal point in our existence with over 7 billion people on this planet and growing. How we design our buildings, our parks, our cities, and infrastructure to accommodate all these people will define our success or failure as a species. Unlike a hedge fund manager who can make a lot of money without really creating anything, good design has the ability to transform how we live on our planet and build a more efficient, more sustainable, and more creative world for ourselves and future generations. A passing fashion or fad is just that, but the built environment, when designed properly, can give back for generations and greatly improve the quality of life for everyone. With this said, I have just a few words of advice. They told me to keep it brief, but hopefully we can get these out. This is one that comes personally, but it's don't just always listen to your boss. And I seriously mean that. Voice your opinion and change the conversation to one that will make for a better project and a better world. You will find you know a lot more than you give yourself credit. You will also be amazed at how many lessons you have learned during college will inform decisions you make decades later. Second, create meaning in your life and your work. The smallest and most innocuous events and ideas can sometimes have the most profound impact on you and your community. Be responsive to these crucial moments and make the best of opportunity that shows up in front of you. Thirdly, love the process along the way, which is sometimes hard to do in this profession. Always remember where you came from and why you got into this in the first place. There's no finish line, but a series of events that tie together to form our lifetime of experiences. And finally, don't be afraid to fail, but try to avoid it if possible. So stand tall, raise your heads high, and feel proud of what you've achieved here at the University of Arizona. And more importantly, what you will achieve in your future adventures. Congratulations to all of you.
Welcome, thank you. And my message was really crafted for the future landscape architects, but in the end, it'll somewhat pertain to all of you. So, welcome to the future landscape architects, to this great profession. I have 3 takeaways, and hopefully I can say it in 3 minutes or less. Number 1, you are the creative emerging professionals of the future, and with you is a great responsibility to be great stewards of the land. The American Society of Landscape Architects will champion you to be individuals and carry out that responsibility. 2, you, perhaps more than any other design professionals, know how to design the 4th dimension. You are able to merge time and space together. And as you do that, the American Society of Landscape Architects will help you they will be a tool for you to send that message forward. And 3, as these designers of the 4th dimension, your ideas and your designs will probably outlast your lifetime, and it will be the society that carries that message into the future. So in closing, I'm going to sort of paraphrase cartoonist Walter Kelly, who created the comic strip Okefenokee Swamp. In 1970, he posted a cartoon in which his main character, Pogo, who happens to be a possum, is walking around in Okefenokee Swamp, and it's trashed and it's littered, and he says, "We have met the enemy, and he is us." So I paraphrase that to say, and this is to all the design professionals, and as Dr. Sternberg said, we have met the solution, and it is us. And for you, the landscape architects, it is the Society of Landscape Architecture. So congratulations, welcome to this great society, and namaste.
Apologize for my back, but I say congratulations. I am a planner, and I'm a practical kind of guy. So, a planner walks into a bar. That's it, there's really no joke, it happens all the time. As newly minted planners, always remember that you are agents of change. Also remember, as a general rule, most people hate change. Your careers will require you to muster all your skills, all your knowledge, not to jam down people's throats, whatever it is you want to do, although there are days when that's exactly what you'll want to do. But better to work with competing interests, to involve people early in a process to create a product, a design, a plan, an agreement, a law, a guideline, whatever, with which most, but rarely, all can agree or at least accept. Sometimes this is going to work really, really well, and you will be in that bar to celebrate, which will be in that bar. Sometimes it's going to blow up in your freaking face, but you'll also be in that bar for medicinal purposes. And if you're like me and you do not imbibe, chocolate works wonders, so there's another solution. Good or bad, you will learn from either bar visit, 1, not to mix certain types of alcohol, and you'll probably already know that, I guess. And you're planners now, and architects and landscape architects. And 2, when the cloud clears, how to be a better planner and community server. Hint, people are more likely to accept change when they are helping to make that change. And hint number 2, most planners, usually being people themselves, also hate change. Expect that and do try to resist it yourself. And I will tell you this will come in handy when you become a planning director. I'm just saying. So on behalf of the American Planning Association, the Arizona Planning Association, and our little 501c3 nonprofit group, the Friends of Planning, which we formed to support the planning degree program here at the University of Arizona. Give early, give often. We welcome you to our profession. We welcome you as lifelong colleagues, and in so doing, we challenge you and we expect you to create and do great things in the communities and for the people you serve, to make a difference, to continually learn, to give of yourself to teach the next generation of planners, to regularly support this institution, which has planning in the name for the first time in years. Yay. And we thank Jan for that. To be a leader and to become a member of the AICP, the American Institute of Certified Planners, as soon as you are eligible to sit for the exam, and proudly to collect your own war stories. When you, as a seasoned planner, do walk into that bar, it will not solely be for the occasional purpose of drowning your sorrows, as you ask yourself, what the hell did I do to deserve this? But to have fun and celebrate sweet victories, sometimes small victories, and to recognize that in some large or small way, you indeed are an agent of change and a member of the tribe. A couple of years ago, and I made this quote a couple of years ago when speaking to that graduating class, but it's worth repeating. My East Coast friend and colleague, Dwight Merriam, one of the best and most entertaining planners and land use lawyers I've ever have known, gave a brilliant commencement address at Chapel Hill, his alma mater, and I paraphrase, "We as planners must never forget, we must never forget that we have a job, that we have a mission that profoundly affects, touches, and concerns the lives of people every minute of every day. And no one else has such a responsibility to speak for those who have no voice in the public forum today and to speak for future generations." Congratulations, fellow planners, and to all the exceptional graduates, architects, landscape architects, and planners in this, coming from this college. The market's coming back. You picked a good time to be in school and a good time to graduate. First smart move, you've done good. Thank you.
Usually I wait and before I make this announcement, but being that I think we have kind of a squad of people over in this direction someplace that are already quite into this, you're invited to come forward at any time during the next part of the ceremony, to come forward and take pictures and right in the front row. If you want to actually sit while in anticipation of your graduate, you're welcome to do that. There's only one thing that we ask, and that is you may cheer, scream. No, you may not scream. You can cheer and everything. A couple of years ago, we had somebody come up here and actually, scream at us. It was very disconcerting, and we had a lot of trouble with that. But please feel free to come forward. Now, the reason I said that now is that representing the students in architecture, in landscape architecture and planning, I'm going to invite, in order, Stan Barter, Dinesh Albert, and Maria Bacali. And I understand we're in for a little bit of a surprise here. So, Stan, if you come forward, please.
I wasn't told about a surprise, so I'm interested to see what that is too. A little scary. Good afternoon, faculty and students, friends, family, and graduates. I'm Stan, and I am a member of this inaugural Masters of Architecture class here at the College of Architecture, Planning, and Landscape Architecture. And it's been a crazy ride. It's going to take quite a while and quite a bit of self-reflecting before I figure out what's happened over the last 3 years. I came to architecture school, I imagine, like many of the people on this stage, thinking I was going to learn about how buildings get built. And We did get there eventually, but along the way, there was a lot of weaving and folding and sewing and welding and glass lumping and molding and sketching, and even, I think, a little modern dance in one of our studios. We pondered the meanings of ducks and decorated sheds, pattern languages, junk spaces, eyes of the skin, but always we looked at historical precedent and nature for inspiration. On any given day, we might find ourselves poring over land use codes, or collecting climate data, or writing an essay on the benefits of integrated project delivery, or researching the effects of consumerism on the course of 20th century American architecture, or calculating the maximum deflection of a cantilevered steel beam, or working in any one of a dozen different software platforms needed to actualize our studio projects. We learned a lot of software. A lot. Too much to go through in a 5 or 10 minute speech. We also asked really, really pressing questions, like, what is it to dwell? Is more more? Is less more? Is less a bore? If less is more, does it stand to reason that nothing is everything? And of course, most importantly, what does this brick want to be? It's been a crazy experience, and a crazy educational experience, steeped in art, biology, ecology, philosophy, anthropology, sociology, physics, material sciences, and history. We spent our time here learning an entirely new language and an entirely different way of thinking. And if you haven't been to architecture school, but you've always wondered why it is that architects tend to stick together and are generally incredibly socially awkward, then that's why. I can honestly say that I'm a different person today than I was 3 years ago when I started this program. I see the world differently. I imagine we all do. And that's the true gift of this education. It's been an amazing opportunity to observe varied approaches different people have toward creativity and problem solving. And perhaps the greatest thing I've learned here is this, that on any given day, or in any given design project, the best ideas can and do come from everywhere and anywhere. I've seen a lot of good ideas here over the last 3 years, and it's both an incredible honor and incredibly intimidating to speak in front of this group today, because I'm fully aware of the creativity, the ingenuity, and the intelligence that's behind me. Now the challenge for us, I think, is going to be to find a new form for this creativity and ingenuity. Architecture school is done. And it's time, yeah. It's time to re-enter the world of the living. It's time to give back to all the friends and family that supported us, and to put the skills we've learned here to good use. A lot has happened in the outside world during the time that we've been here, and like Rob, one of the things that's really interesting to me is the fact that we've now passed the 7 billion person mark on this planet. I think that's really interesting because I'm not that old, and I remember when we passed the 6 billion mark, which was in 1998. Projections indicate that by 2025, there'll be 8 billion people on this planet. So billions are big numbers, so if I break that down, it's around 215,000 people a day. That's a city of Tucson every 2.5 days, or a city the size of Phoenix every week. On the upside, all those people are going to need schools and shelter and hospitals, and so hopefully we'll find some work. On the downside, of the 7 billion people we have on this planet, 6 billion currently have access to a cell phone, and only about 4.5 billion have access to a working toilet. So I think it's only a matter of time before all those people with phones and no toilets start calling each other and realize, hey, my basic human needs are not being met. And then what happens? I don't know. But we're going to be faced with some substantial problems here in the not too distant future, and problems that will require creative approaches. As the architects of tomorrow, it's going to be up to us to design a better tomorrow. And I'm, for one, I'm really excited for the future and what those challenges might be. And I'm really, really excited to see what this group does with it. You're all very amazing and very much an inspiration for the last 3 years. So thank you to all of you. Thank you, professors and staff that have helped us along this path. Thank you to family and friends and loved ones that have supported us through all the nuttiness. And as it's Mother's Day Eve, I think I can speak for everyone when I say special thanks to Mom. That's Mom and Mama Leanne, and all the figurative moms out there. I think Kathleen Van Bean, and certainly mothered us graduate students through the program. So, congratulations, graduates. Good luck. Thank you.
That was an excellent speech, Stan. That was awesome. Thank you. My name is Dinesh Halbert, and I am now a graduate of the Landscape Architecture School Masters, if you will. And wow, look at this place. I just saw, a dance show on here a few weeks ago, and so it's fun to be up here now. And I think that all of us can now safely say that we made it, we did it, and it's really happening. There's a sea of faces out there. We have our wonderful families, our incredible professors, our dear friends, and our administrative staff. And all of you have championed our efforts, supported us along the way. And like a life raft, you have now carried us safely to shore. However, the shores are unexplored, and we must now set off on our own. It's a new voyage ahead of us, and, well, remember, you are not alone. We are not alone. If you look around, you can see your classmates who you have struggled with. You have laughed and cried with mostly over those assignments that would never end. And now, realize that they will always be there, at least in spirit, and only a phone call away. Our next chapter will be about keeping in touch with each other and helping each other meet new collaborators. Collaboration in our professions is key and will make or break the success of a project. And the more we collaborate with people outside of our professions, the better. And so to get the collaboration process started, I'm inviting Maria Bacali up, a Master's of Planning student. And because we did not get to share an academic class together, we did find ourselves in the same modern dance class. And we'd like to perform a movement piece, a dance that involves the spirit of design and the immense importance of interdisciplinary teamwork.
No, just kidding. However, if we had had more time between our busy class schedules, the dance may have gone something like this. We would have entered the scene together, but from opposite ends of the stage. Our steps would be different, but our rhythm would be the same.
There would be an element of improvisation, and I would offer an arabesque, and Maria would respond with a cartwheel.
At one point, we would balance each other's weight. Perhaps the mesh would be on my shoulders. Perhaps the next move would find one of us jumping in the air and the other forming a bridge on the floor.
Can you imagine this dance?
Can you see yourselves dancing?
Do you think you can't dance?
Or are you afraid to miss a step?
Take a fall?
Don't be.
When you work with other people,
There will be always someone to catch you.
when you work with other people,
You will be challenged to push the boundaries of your creativity.
and the end product, whether it is a dance in front of an audience of 1,000 or a project that works to make life better for people and the environment,
We as planners, landscape architects, and architects, we must try to work together.
For not one of us can know all the answers, but together we can.
So I'm ready.
I think they're ready to dance.
I had no idea what was going to happen. I just knew something was going to happen. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to invite Dr. Margaret Livingston to come to the stage to read the names of the graduates. And then I'm also going to invite Dean Cervelli and the director of the School of Landscape Architecture and Planning, Professor Lori Johnson.
Greetings and salutations. Okay, let's continue the party. So we're going to start the presentations with students receiving a Master's in Landscape Architecture. Now, besides the glorious award of a diploma, yay, raise the roof. Yeah, I know, it's kind of corny, but I just had to do it one more time. Okay, some of these students have also received a few other awards. So what I'm going to do is I will announce, if they have other awards, I will announce these first before the student's name so that we don't start the clapping too soon. Because, you know, once I say the name, that's it. Okay. So, this first student won an award for highest GPA. The Director's Outstanding Achievement Award and a Design Excellence Third Year Individual Award. Kauthar Al-Rayyan. Next student also won the highest GPA award and is now a proud member of Sigma Lambda Alpha Honor Society, Amy Booth. Next student is also a proud member of Sigma Lambda Alpha Honor Society, Salphine Bresden. This next student is also a proud member of Sigma Lambda Alpha Honor Society, has won 2 Arizona ASLA Student Community Service Awards, has also won the ASLA Honor Award, just rest for a minute, it's going to take a while. 2013 University Olmsted Scholar, was nominated for the MLA Leadership Award, that is a peer-nominated award. Also received highest GPA award, Design Excellence, Third Year Individual Professional Award, and Design Excellence, Third Year Group Student Award, Darren Davidson. The next student has been awarded the first
dual degree award in landscape architecture and planning. Mitchell Edwards. This student is also a member of Sigma Lambda Alpha Honor Society, won an award, ASLA Student Community Service Award, and also highest GPA award. Dinesh Halbert. Also a member of Sigma Lambda Alpha Honor Society, received Arizona ASLA Student Collaborative Design Award, ASLA Merit Award, Outstanding Master's Report, nominated by faculty members, Outstanding Graduate Teaching Assistant, Design Excellence Third Year Group Professional Award, Aaron Liggett. The student is also a member of Sigma Lambda Alpha Honor Society and won the Arizona ASLA Student Collaborative Design Award. Lee Liu. Michaela Machado. James Melnick. This next student won Design Excellence, Best Digital Submission, Christian Peterson. Come on down. Kevin Kwok. Also a member of Sigma Lambda Alpha Honor Society, Lori Radcliffe Myers. Libby Rasmussen. This next student won the Arizona ASLA Student Collaborative Design Award, the ASLA Merit Award, Highest GPA Award, Design Excellence Third Year Group Professional Award, Sarah Sullivan. Okay, this next student is also a member of Sigma Lambda Alpha Honor Society, won 2 Arizona ASLA Student Community Service Awards, the ASLA Honor Award, the Highest GPA Award, Outstanding Community Service Award, and Design Excellence Third Year Group Student Award. Kelly Vandenberg. Nice mortarboard. C. Wong. This next student is also a member of Sigma Lambda Alpha Honor Society, also awarded an Arizona ASLA Student Collaborative Design Award. Yuxing Wang. Charles Ware. This next student won an Arizona ASLA Student Community Service Award, Yusing Zhao. We will now begin the presentations of students receiving a Master's of Science in Planning. Ahud Al-Sha'alan. This next student won the American Institute of Certified Planners Outstanding Student Award and also Highest GPA Award. Maria Bacali. This next student received the Master of Planning Service Award, Arthur Bassett. This next student received highest GPA award, Aaron Besold. Christopher Blue. Cesar Diaz Brown Garza. Daniel Harrison. Micah Horowitz. This graduate received Friends of Planning Book Award, Sally Crones. This graduate also received highest GPA award, Catherine Mitchell. This next graduate received a Leadership Award, highest GPA award, Design Excellent Award, Garrett Smith. This next graduate received the Director's Award for Outstanding Achievement, Wan Yi Song. next graduate received the Outstanding Graduate Teaching Assistant, Christopher Turner. Okay, at this time we're going to switch the hosts. I started calling them graduates, not students. You noticed that? Yeah. Still thinking them students. Okay. Oh, good. Coming up on stage is Professor Nader Shalfoun. He is the graduate advisor for the Masters of Science in Architecture. So the first student received, graduate, received highest GPA award, also best master's thesis, Bilal Abdouchi. The highest GPA award for the Master of Science in Architecture is also shared with December graduates Clifford Johns, Asma Mandalawi, and Grant Mosey. Professor Christopher Doman is now joining us on stage. He is the graduate advisor for the Masters of Architecture. Theodore Badger. This next graduate received the Architecture Graduate Student Outstanding Leadership Award, Achievement in Building Technology, Master of Architecture Prize, which is shared with 2 other students, and the AIA Design Excellence MARC1 Award, Stan Barter. This next graduate received the Award for Achievement in Design Communication, Aaron Bass. This next graduate received the Award for Achievement in Professional Practice, Justin Cross. Shane Dean. Andrew Harst. Francisco Lopez de Arenosa. This next graduate received the Award for Achievement in Design Communication, Award for Achievement in Studio, and also the Master of Architecture Prize, again shared by 2 other students. Berso Masurian. Anthony McLean, Jr. Daniel Mert Blatz. This graduate received an award for achievement in architecture, history, and theory. Tyler Reese. This graduate received the U of A Foundation Outstanding Graduate Teaching Assistant and also Highest GPA Award. Nicholas Rydell. Damien Rodart. Sabide Valiant. Alia Vera. Timothy Winstanley. This graduate also received the Master of Architecture Prize. Matthew Zeck. Okay, it's time to move on to those students receiving a Bachelor's of Science in Architecture. Nada Al-Khalaf. Abdul Mohsen Arish. This next graduate received the Faculty Commendation Certificate, Liam Al-Abdullah. Alvarez. This next graduate received the AIA Design Excellence ARC 451 Team Award, Rafael Ambeliz. Daniel Eras. Nadia Asadullah. Sergio Bolayas. Ernesto Becerra. This next graduate received the AIA Design Excellence ARC 451 Team Award, Daniel Berghauser. Gens Barisha. This next graduate also received the AIA Design Excellence ARC 451 Team Award, Brian Karstensen. Jin Chen. The next student was not able to join us today, but also won the AIA Design Excellence ARC 451 Team Award, Brett Cohen. Renee Carella. This next graduate received the Award for Achievement in Professional Practice, Award for Achievement in Studio, and the AIA Design Excellence ARC 452 Award. Joseph Felix. Melanie George. Received the William G. III Memorial Award, David Gonzalez. The next graduate received the Alpha Rho Chi Medal, Faculty Commendation Certificate, Ronald R. Gorley Award for Design Excellence, and the Capstone Award, Marcela Garcia Acosta. The next graduate received the AIA Design Excellence ARC 451 Team Award, Alexandra Hines. Marco Giuliani. The next graduate received the Faculty Commendation Certificate, Jordan Coop. Encinas. The next graduate received the Achievement in Design Communications, Elizabeth Lorenz. Luke. Hyman Luck. Stuart Malcolm. Novak. David Fan. AIA Design Excellence ARC 451 Team Award, Nicholas Sekeller. This next graduate also won the AIA Design Excellence ARC 451 Team Award, Ashley Sams. Jose Sandoval. Graduate was not able to join us today, but received the Faculty Commendation Certificate. Pavel Sabine. Andrew Schaffner. This next graduate also won the AIA Design Excellence ARC 451 Team Award, Ryan Schmidt. Jaime Sevilla. This next graduate also won the AIA Design Excellence ARC 451 Team Award, Samir Sufi. This next graduate also won the AIA Design Excellence ARC 451 Team Award, Michael Sullivan. This next graduate received the Henry Adams Certificate of Merit, Faculty Commendation Certificate, and Award for Achievement in Architecture History and Theory, Emma Service. next graduate received the Drockman Institute Outstanding Contribution Award, Faculty Commendation Certificate, Highest GPA Award, UA Foundation Outstanding Senior, and the AIA Design Excellence ARC 451 Team Award, Kayla Truss. Derek Jiang. This next graduate received the Henry Adams Medal and Certificate, Faculty Commendation Certificate, Award for Achievement in Building Technology, Levi Van Boogenam. The next graduate received the AIA Design Excellence ARC 451 Team Award, Jonathan Bobber. The next graduate was not able to join us today, Sheehan Wachter. Hetty Walker. Donwei Wong. Junjun Wang. The next graduate received the Faculty Commendation Certificate and the AIA Design Excellence ARC 451 Team Award, Michael Whitmer. And last but not least, Alex C.
We have two final awards to give, please. The first is the Roy P. Drockman Award for Excellence in Architecture. This award for commercial architecture of distinction is determined by the graduating class and given to an architect or owner of a structure in the Tucson area in honor of Roy P. Drockman. This year, the graduating architecture students have awarded this to Dust for the Tucson Mountain Retreat clients David and Karen Francis. The second award, also given by the architecture students, is the School of Architecture Commendation for Teaching. This commemorative award, in honor of the late Robert Gibner, former professor and associate dean, is determined by vote of all architecture students, recognizing an architecture faculty member for excellence in the art of teaching, particularly for developing student potential and expanding student horizons. The students are asked to consider enthusiasm, knowledge and love of the subject, preparation and organization, clarity of presentation, stimulation of interest and thinking, course content and interaction and rapport with students. I suppose, in summary, everything faculty ask of students. This year's winner is his third consecutive win, Christopher Trumbull.
We are so proud of you graduates. Job well done. Please join me in thanking our fabulous college staff who's put on this wonderful afternoon. Please join me. And for all the wonderful words of Dr. Esther Sternberg, Rob Paulus, Irene Ogata, and Arlen Colton. Please join me. I'd like to conclude with just last few words of advice. Be confident. You are well prepared. Seize the day. The world is your oyster. You better like oysters, because it's waiting. It's waiting. You do not commence alone. We want you to succeed, and we will be here for you always. And finally, support your alma mater always, and never forget, bear down, Arizona! Thank you, everyone.
Okay, I am told we're running a little over time. I would make a request that the audience please remain seated, allow the faculty and the students to exit, please. And we're going to do that as quickly as possible. Thank you very much, all.